Hi, this is Dymock-Johnson for RPGaDay. Question 4. What game have I played the most since August 2016? Well, the answer's probably going to be again Dragon Quest, because it's always going to be that. That's what my circle of friends ask me to run games in. That's what they all want to play games in. So that's what I play the most. And those of you who don't know, because you've probably never heard of it, Dragon Quest was a game made in 1980 by SPI. It was reprinted again in 1981. And then SPI got bought out by TSR, who obviously, despite their protestations nowadays to the contrary, they were quite actually brutal to their competition when they could be. So SPI got bought out. And in most places of the world, the game sank without a trace. You were encouraged to buy that other, more popular game. But in 1981, a young gamer called Jeff Ledger, I believe, bought this game when he was overseas and brought it back to New Zealand and played it with his friends. It proved incredibly popular. More of his friends wanted to play this game. This was an interesting and exciting game. It was a game of skills, and you advanced your skills. It wasn't a level-based game. The stats were different from other games at the time. The most notable difference to the stats is that dexterity is divided up into two stats. One is termed agility, your ability to move your body around. And the other is manual dexterity, the ability to manipulate things with your hands. So, dexterity is not this super god stat, but it can be in games like that other game that TSR makes, or GURPS. Where dexterity, well, in both games, dexterity is incredibly important, because it governs all these things. In Dragon Quest, this is divided up into two stats, so to be really, really good at wiggling around and manoeuvring things and manipulating things and sneaking and all those other good stuff, you have to invest in two statistics, not just one. So that's a major difference. The other one is that you develop skills. Everything is developed independently. Your skill at being, say, a ranger is different from your skill of being a philosopher. It's not tied to your skill at being a courtier or an armsman. Your weapon skills are all developed independently. Your skill in sword does not determine your skill in mace, and so on. And the most attractive part of the game are the magical colleges. It is a game of magical wizards. Each wizard is a specialist, and they have very tightly focused specialities. Fire mages, for example, cast only spells with a fire theme. So they have a lot of blasting spells. They have a few other odd spells, which are fire themed, but everything's to do with fire. By contrast, an illusionist casts only illusions. And a necromancer does all the rotty, undeady stuff. So, built right into the game is this concept that you must cooperate. No one wizard can do everything. They have to all cooperate to get something done. And this is what made it an ideal game for people playing, about 6 to 8 people playing per adventuring group, because you generally are encouraged to pick a different magical college to everyone else in the same group as you, and then you'd all have to cooperate. To get the quest done, to get the adventure done, you have to combine your talents. You have to find the synergies between the different colleges of magic. It is very quickly on, people learned that an enchanter is very useful, for they have the haste spell, and they have the slowness spell, so they can do a lot of battlefield manipulation. But they're not much good at anything else. For other things, you need things like celestial mages who wield light and darkness, and they are very good at casting that spell known as shadow form, which can protect your character. And they can also cast wings made of light or darkness, so they're very good at moving you around. But you'll also want to adventure with Fire Mage or a Necromancer, because they bring the best firepower to the group. An illusionist is good for deceptions, and so on and so on. there's only one sort of mix and match class, and those are the witches, who seem to have a spell from here and there. And even then, they are jacks of all trades at spells. There's no real spells which are outstandingly good at any one thing. A witch can fill a hole, plug a gap, but you wouldn't want to rely on them entirely. So that is Dragon Quest, the concept of a highly cooperative game. And I've actually managed to find a rulebook. Looks like this. This is a major reprinting. It says a lot, but this is the large print edition. We're all getting older. We all need, some of us do need the large print versions. And that is you can find that on our website. If you search for DQ space wiki, you will find it. We're not the site for Dairy Queen. We're the other one with the New Zealand tag. And so the rules have been largely pared down. There is rules creating a character, there are rules for combat, and there are rules telling you how all the various colleges work and how all the various skills work, and a few charts and tables at the back. There's not a lot of role-playing information in there, because it's assumed if you found this book, you probably know what role-playing is. And if you're playing with the people who play Dragon Quest, you know what role-playing is. They'll expect you to do role-playing, and they'll expect you to know about it. Doesn't seem to be a need for instructions on that. And all the other fluff and guff that we've made about the various worlds we live in, that goes on the website. Because that is now far too large to go in any book. And also, technically, Hasbro, I imagine, still owns the rights, so we don't actually have to sell it or anything, we're just allowed to play with it. But that is the game that I have played the most. And will probably continue to be playing the most forever. Thank you.